Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, JL Beauty, where I discuss all things makeup. Today I'm going to be showing you this everyday look that I do. I get a lot of questions about it and people think that I spend a lot of time on it, but it's super quick, super easy. Anyone can do it. And yeah, just keep watching if you want to see how I got this look. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, so let's start with a face primer. I'm using the Smashbox primerizer, the photo finish. I don't use primer every single day, but I do try to use it in the winter because it is more, I usually pick primers that are moisturizing to the skin, and in the winter your skin is dry. I do plan on doing a full winter skincare routine video, so look out for that. And over on the right side of my face, I've contracted a little bit of a rash, so we're just gonna ignore that. I have no idea what it's from. I try to keep my skincare routine very consistent, so I haven't changed anything up. So I don't know why I have a rash, but continuing on with foundation. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation that I've been using for a while now. This is in the shade Soft Ivory, but I also use it in the shade Soft Beige. I don't mix them together on like a sheet of plastic or anything. I literally just put it, the lighter shade, under my eyes and in my T-zone, not in any nice pattern or anything. And this is a more full coverage foundation from the drugstore. And then I take the darker shade, ignore my crazy hair. I take the darker shade and I will put it in my contour areas as like a pre-contouring step. Since there's such a small amount of the darker shade and a larger amount of the lighter shade, when I mix it together it will make me look just a little bit tanner, which someone as pale as me needs. So I'm going to start blending that out with this Morphe M439 brush. It's my favorite foundation brush. You can get it online at the Morphe store, and apparently you can also get it on Amazon. I don't know if it's cheaper on Amazon, but like Amazon Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, free shipping in 2 days. So just a heads up, you can get it both places. And then something I do every day with my foundation is blend until there is no tomorrow. I cover my whole face. A lot of people don't go over their eyebrows or like their eye area, but I do, because why not? And I will blend it for the longest time. Like, basically blend until you think everything's blended out and then keep blending, because if you can get it set nicely into your skin before you put on more products like concealer and powders and stuff, you're gonna be able to avoid looking cakey. Whereas if it's sitting on the surface of your skin and then you put concealer and powder and bronzer and everything on top of it, it starts to look really like cakey, like there's a lot on your face. So this is a really important step, like blend forever. We're gonna move on to concealer. I am using Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Light Neutral. Alright. So I'm just gonna go under my eyes. And I do bring it up a little bit on the side of my nose. Just as another like pre-contouring step. And then I put it in the creases of my nose too, because in the winter when you're blowing your nose constantly and stuff, that's the area that starts to fade pretty easily. So there's like a cat hair somewhere on my face, I think. Like I can feel it, but I can't see it. I feel like people often forget that concealer was primarily used to hide like dark circles and acne, and not as like a highlighter. Like, I mean, I use it as a highlighter too, but like if I have acne, I'm gonna try to conceal it too, and I think people like forget that. Alright. And I'm gonna bake super quick following this. So I'm using the RCMA No Color Translucent Powder. I'm just going to pour a little bit in the lid, or you know, half of it, and start the baking process. I go over my eyelids just to set that concealer I used, and then the contour area again. That's why this Morphe sponge is the best for baking and contouring. And then I usually just take what's left and like pat it on my forehead. Like I don't really bake it, but just like so excess product is still being used, but like not in the baking effect. I'm gonna fill in my brows really quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so I did go ahead and fill my brows in super quick. I'm gonna link my brow tutorial below, so if you have questions on that, you can watch that. I just usually fill in my eyebrows while I'm letting the bake sit in my face. But your makeup routine is your routine. If I'm doing something out of an order that you would normally do it, I'm not wrong, you're not wrong. It's just how you feel comfortable doing it. I like to let my bake sit while I do my eyebrows, and that's just how I do it. I don't do it like that every single day, but sometimes I do, so that's the tea. So we're going to continue on with a bronzer. So I am using this Marc Jacobs Tantric Omega bronzer. So I'm just going to start bronzing my face a little bit. As you can see, I'm kind of like simultaneously wiping away that bake I had underneath here while I'm bronzing my face. And I kind of use that as like a guide, and I will cut out my bake or my contour again. And then with bronzing and contouring, you want to go darker in the spots that you want to cast a shadow. So like your cheekbones, you want them to look narrower, so you cast a shadow there. I always do the tip of my chin because I hate how pointy my chin is. So I always go down here, but if you don't have a pointy chin, you can skip that step. And of course, I go over my 5 head, just like really close to the hairline, and then I'll bring it in a little bit more on the sides. Alright, so I'm going to grab this angled flat tip brush by Morphe. This is the E47, if you can read that. I really don't know if you can. And I'm going to start with the nose contour. This is the easiest brush to do this with. I'm just going to literally dip the whole brush in and then follow where I can still see where I baked at. So you can kind of see I have a line here and a line here. And then I like to just go on like the top, like this part of my nose too, because I don't like that when you look at my nose, it like angles down. So then you can cast like a little bit of a shadow right here, and it'll look like you have a cute little ski slope nose that I was not blessed with, but I'm jealous of those of you who were. And then I'm going to go back with this sponge and just kind of blend out that contour so it's not like two harsh lines down the middle of my nose. And then I'm going to go back in with some more RCMA powder. And this is kind of like an eraser, so if you went too far down, you can just carve it right out. And that helps make it a little bit more seamless. This is another step that I feel like people think is pointless, but just pounce the beauty blender into your skin for like a little bit. Make sure everything is nice and set in there. Like you should be able to touch your skin and not feel like it's like sticky and like you could just wipe your makeup off with your hand. Like I should be able to just be like, oh yeah, this is my natural skin. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of blush for dramatic effect, but this is not something I do every single day. This is the Midnight Masquerade face palette by Pure. I got it in my Boxycharm for October, and I'm just gonna take a blush brush. This is a Morphe 530, and just gently apply it. The thing about blush is I feel like it nicely blends your cheek into your contour area because it's like another warm tone instead of just like where your concealer was and then where your contour is. So it's not like white brown, it's like a little like gradient. Okay, and then for the eyes, this is the easiest thing you could ever do. I'm going to take this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette with this middle shade here. I have worn this palette out so much that I cannot read what the shade names are anymore. I'm going to take this middle shade on a just like a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe R37, and I'm just going to blend right in this crease area back and forth using windshield wiper motions back and forth. And I chose this versus the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer because this is a little bit warmer. I'll show you. So you can see this is a little bit more of like an orangey tone, whereas this is a little bit cooler. It's just for my skin tone, I want something a little bit warmer. I have used the Marc Jacobs one before, but a lot of times you can like barely even see it on my skin. And I do bring it up quite a ways, like almost directly under the brow. And then I will like emphasize a little bit on the outer corner just to give it that like cat eye kind of look. I'm going to apply some mascara really quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just have mascara on my top lashes right now, and you will see why in a second. I'm going to get a little highlighting fluffy brush here, and this Morphe Prep and Set Setting Spray. And I'm going to spray this on my face, focusing mostly on the cheek area, but I am going to cover my whole face. Okay, my face is wet, which is good. We want that. I'm going to take this Tartist, I can never say this, it's like artist, but Tartist Pro Glow palette, and take this first shade here named Strobe and go right over that spray, and it's really going to make that highlight pop. You can also spray it right on your brush, but I just like to spray it on my face and then like stick the highlight right on top. And I'll just give you a little pro tip here. If you are in a hurry but like want to look nice, I'm telling you, you literally just need to get a blinding highlight going. I don't know what's on my forehead here. I don't know, we're gonna ignore that. So like if you saw my Cover FX drops video, you can put like little drops right on like the high point of your cheek and then go over it with like a fluffy brush and a powder highlight like this, and it will make your highlight pop so much. So like, can you believe that? That's without the Cover FX drops. So I like to use a big brush like that and just like hit high points on my cheeks, and I will sometimes bring it up on my forehead, but this is when after it's dry, because I don't want like a blinding highlight on my forehead. I want just like a little bit of like shine. And so then I'm going to take a tiny little flat brush like this. This is a Morphe 213, sorry. And then I'm going to take that same highlighting strobe shade again and go literally right down the bridge of my nose and just the tip of it. So I'll like skip a little spot. So I'll go here and here, and then I'll kind of rub it in with my finger a little bit. And then same thing for under the brow bone. And pop it on the inner corners too. And the reason I didn't do bottom mascara before was because I didn't want that inner corner highlight to stick to it and make it look like glittery and powdery. So now that that step's done, I'm just going to add on bottom mascara really quick and do one last mist of the setting spray. And like, you can see that that highlight just made so much of a difference. Like, if you are in a hurry but you want to look put together and like you know what you're doing, throw some highlight on. You can even pop it on your lid a little bit, Like, so it would go under your brow, then like a darker transition shade, and then right on your lid, and then the inner corners. It's so easy and so quick. Anybody can do this look. Like, this took me probably 20 minutes, and that's with me rambling on about makeup. So, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. This is literally the easiest look that I do on a daily basis, so let me know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, or a thumbs down if you hate it, so I know to never do something like this again. Thank you guys. Love you.